Friends and viewer, good day. Another children's story, perhaps a very interesting one. The name of this children's story is The Wicked Stepmother. Once upon a time, a man and his wife had two daughters. The parents loved each other and they loved their children too. They were very happy with each other. They used to live a happy life, children along with their father and mother. So what happened one day that the woman died. The husband and his two brothers cried for a long time. They were very sad now. After a while, the man thought, I can't cook food for my children and fetch water from the river. Then what happened that I need a wife and my children need a mother. He began to look for a wife and soon he found one. She was a beautiful young woman and the man fell in love with her. He started to love. Please marry me, he said. Be my wife and a mother to my children. The woman frowned. She did not like. I want to be your wife, she said, but I don't want to look after your children. Send them away, then I'll marry you. The man looked at her. She was very beautiful. And he did not. I want to be your wife, but I can't live without this woman. He thought, I'll hide the children. They'll be all right. Perhaps she will start to love them later. Very well, he said, I'll send my daughters away. Then what happened? He went home and said to his children, tomorrow I'm getting married again, but my new wife doesn't like children. Hide in the grain store. Don't worry, she will feed you. She will feed you. So the children hid in the grain store. The man's new wife came home with him and he said to her, my father is dead, but his spirit lives in the grain store. My grandfather's spirit and the spirit of my ancestor live there too. They are always happy. Please feed them for me. Give them breakfast in the morning and lunch at the midday and supper in the evening. Then what happened? The woman agreed and the man went happily off to his work. The woman obeyed her husband. Every day in the morning, at midday, and in the evening, she brought food to the grain store for her husband and sister, and the two children ate it. One day the woman went to the hairdresser. The hairdresser cut her hair and they talked together. Please be quick, the woman said. It's after midday. And I must go and put food in the grain store for my husband's ancestor. The hairdresser laughed. What? She said, your husband's ancestor don't live in the grain store. His daughter lived there. You are feeding your husband's daughters? The woman was very angry. My husband tricked me, she said. And those stupid, lazy girls, I don't want to look after him. I hate them. She ran to the fire, picked up a pot of very hot water. She threw it into the grain store. Then what happened? I don't want you. I won't feed you, she shouted. Go away. The two sisters jumped back. The water didn't touch them. It fell on a pile of chickpeas. It fell on the pile of chickpeas. The water, the little sister began to cry. Our stepmother won't feed us, she said, and I'm hungry. Don't worry, said the big sister. Look, the water fell on the chickpeas. They are soft now. We can eat them. So that day the children ate chickpeas for their lunch. They started to eat chickpeas for their lunch. Their father came home in the evening. His angry voice was waiting for him. You tricked me, she shouted. I know the truth now. Your ancestors don't live in the grain store. You lied to me. I was feeding your daughter. I won't feed them again. Do you want me to stay with you? Then take those stupid girls away. Her husband was very sad to what to do with this foolish woman. So, please, he said, they are my children. I can't send them away. You must choose, said his wife. You can have me or you can have your daughter. You can't have both. And the man looked at his wife. She was very beautiful. All right, he said, I'll take them away tomorrow. Tomorrow I will take them away. Early the next morning, he woke his daughter. He took them with him into the forest. They walked all day until the girls were tired. We'll stop here, the man said at last, and sleep. And the girls lay down under a tree. Their father lay down between them. Soon the girls were asleep. The man stood up and looked for a thick branch. He found one and put it between the girls. Put the thick branch between the girls. They'll feel it in the night. He thought, they'll think that I am with them. Then he went away and returned to his wife. In the night, the girls woke up. What's the noise? The little one said. It's a hyena, said her sister. It's the hyena, said. He's going to eat us, said the little one. I'm frightened. Our clothes are made of leather. Her sister said, we'll give him pieces of our clothes. So the two little girls pulled pieces of leather from their clothes and threw them to hyena. At last he went away. The morning came. The children were lost. Father's gone, the little one said. They ate. What we are going to do? Her big sister climbed a tree. I can see a house, she said. It's a nice big house. There are cows and sheep outside it. Let's go there, said the little one. Perhaps the people will give us food. The people will give us food. The two children went to the edge of the forest. They looked at the house. A man came out of it. He was tall and ugly. His face was cruel. The children were frightened from the man. And they were frightened. He's a wizard. The older sister said, we must be very careful, be very careful. The two children watched and waited. The wizard went out with his cows and sheep. Wait here, said the older sister. I'll go into the house and look for food. Quickly she ran to the wizard house, took some food and brought it back to her sister. The next day, she went to the wizard house again, and the next day, and the next. But on the fourth day, her little sister said, you always go to the wizard house. It's not fair. I want to go today. Today, I will go on your place. But you can't run quickly, said her big sister. The wizard will catch you. I can run quickly, the little one said, and I'm going to wait here alone. Today I'm going to the wizard house with you. At last the big sister agreed and they ran to the wizard house together. The big sister came out quickly, but the little sister was too slow. She stayed in the house too long. The wizard came in and caught her. And he put her in a sack and tied a rope around it. Then he pulled the sack up to the rafter of the house. I've got you and I'm going to keep you, he said. The big sister was hiding outside the house. She waited for a long time. At last the wizard came out and took his sheep and cattle away to pasture. Then the big sister ran into the wizard house. "Little sister, where are you?" she cried. "Here, here," shouted the little sister. "Here I am." Then what happened that the big sister cut the rope and pulled the sack down from the rafter. Then the two girls filled their sack with rocks, pulled up into the rafter again. In the evening, the wizard came home. When the wizard came home, the little girl, he said, "I've got you and I'm going to keep you." He hit the sack with his stick. At once the sack opened, the rocks fell out on the top of the wizard and he died due to the fall of the rock on him. The two girls stayed in his house. They looked after the cows and the sheep and they were very happy for the rest of their day. So this is the end of the story. Thank you very much. The Wicked Stepmother.